What is going on with Anthropic? Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Jordan Hardison, CEO of AIO.Church, and I want to talk with you about what is going on. Before I get going, hey, I want to encourage you, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We got some awesome stuff coming up. We're going to be talking about so many different things, including what's going on with AI. We're going to go all the way into the weeds and in depth, but we're also going to keep some things surface level. And then we are building some awesome products that I think is going to completely transform the way you use AI. And we will be showing that all throughout the video. So go ahead and like the channel, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate the love. Channel's growing quickly. Thank you so much for that. So, all right, I want to talk about what we're going to talk about today. The first thing we're going to talk about is AI news. What is going on in the world of AI, specifically what is going on with Anthropic and some stuff about Google. Then I'm going to talk just philosophically. I'm going to talk about what I think about what's going on. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to show you the latest and greatest tools that we've got to work with AI. So if you're not interested in just hearing me talk about AI news and all you want to see is the product demo, fast forward to the end of the video, you can see that. Hey, if you're watching live, jump into the comments, talk to us, let us know what you're thinking. Let me know what you think about some of the stuff that we're going to talk about. So, starting off, what is going on with Anthropic? Man, listen, I have been the biggest Anthropic fan and Claude Code supporter since the very beginning. I love Claude Code. I use it every single day. I have so much time cumulative on Claude Code to the point where I've been using it for so much and so long that it's hard to find anybody, if not many people for sure, that have actually used Claude Code as much as I've used it. I have Claude Code running all the time. I have two 20x max subscriptions. I max them out every single day. I'm constantly hitting my limits with two 20x max subscriptions, and so I'm using Claude Code all the time. As you know, Mythos and the whole leak about that dropped last week. It was a crazy thing. What's going on? They've got this massive model that they're working on. They're literally concerned about its ability to crack different passwords and all these cybersecurity concerns that are related to Mythos. Maybe that's why they haven't released it yet. That's crazy. But then, okay, you have a company who is developing the most powerful AI model in the world, and they're letting this stuff leak? Come on. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know what's going on with it. It just doesn't make sense to me. I know mistakes happen. It just doesn't make sense to me. But then it gets worse because not only did that happen, the entire Claude Code source code gets leaked. The whole source code. What is going on with that? Which, by the way, that's huge in the news too. So it gets leaked. And then this guy, this developer, he jumps in, grabs the source code, rewrites the whole thing in a different language. I think he wrote it in Python and Rust and puts it out there. And next thing you know, you have Claude Code. And of course, I've definitely downloaded Claude Code and I'm checking it out and seeing what it's all about. I mean, I just think it's crazy that a company that is so powerful and a company that is building the best AI models in the world has these leaks that are going on. I don't really know. I'm not much for conspiracy, but I got to tell you, something does not seem normal about this situation. This is not a normal situation that's going on. I don't know what it is, but it's crazy. So there's a lot going on in the news. One thing that you've probably heard about, and it is true, is that Anthropic is cracking down on usage. This has been super frustrating for me because, like I said, I have two 20x max accounts for Claude Code. And I mean, it literally is like half. I can get half the amount of prompts out now than I could before. So there is definitely changes that are taking place within Anthropic. They are cracking down. Another thing is, you know, we know they don't want you using your subscription for Claude. They don't want you using that for OpenClaw. We've known that. That's not a surprise. They were banning people like crazy. Now it's official. You cannot use the subscription for OpenClaw, but they went further than that. They had tons and tons and tons of repos taken down that are related to hacking their OAuth. It's related to their source codes that got leaked. I mean, to the point where they're even having repos taken down that have nothing to do with their actual source code whatsoever and having to apologize for it. I mean, it's crazy what's going on. But now they've actually cracked down too, and this is really confusing, right? This is some gray area that I really want to know what you think about it. Put it in the comments. I want to talk to some people about this because now what they're doing, they're their own company. It's their own product. They can do whatever they want. I'm all for it. Great, do whatever you want. But hey, remember, capitalism is capitalism. So be careful, Anthropic, when you take your power users and you limit their ability to use your product because maybe, just maybe, they'll try Codex instead, right? But anyway, so here's what's going on, right? So they crack down on this, and then now they say that you are not able to use your Claude subscription for any third-party wrapper. What does that mean? I mean, seriously, what does that mean? For example, I can go into my terminal and I can write Claude, and then it'll open up Claude Code in my terminal. Okay, that's the way it's designed to work. That's fine. What if I do it in VS Code? What if I go to VS Code and I open up a terminal in VS Code and I'm running Claude Code in the terminal in VS Code? Is that wrapping it? Is VS Code now a wrapper of Claude Code, and now that's not allowed? That's not supported with the subscription? What if, I did that in Windsurf all the time. For the longest time, I was using Windsurf, and I would open up multiple terminal sessions. I had 6 terminal sessions running at the same time inside of Windsurf with Claude Code running on it. Is that suddenly wrapping Claude Code CLI, and all of a sudden you can't do that anymore? I don't know. I mean, we built an incredible IDE. I believe that it is the best way to use Claude Code. I believe that because that is how I use Claude Code. Right? We use Claude Code to develop real enterprise software every single day. I mean, real software making real money. That's what we do every single day. We've built an IDE to do it. It's the best way to use Claude Code, but it's wrapping the CLI. It's not hacking the OAuth. It's wrapping the CLI. I don't understand. What is the difference? What's the difference between running it like that or running a terminal in VS Code and running Claude Code on it? It's crazy to me. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going to happen. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more. But hey, if you're wondering, is this real? This is real. They're absolutely cracking down on it. There was a rumor that maybe they realized there was some sort of bug and they were going to go ahead and change it. I don't know. But I am still hitting limits all of the time that I never used to hit. I run Opus 4.6 nonstop, wide open all the time. I run Opus 4.6 all the time. Now I can barely get through half the day without getting rate limited and having to take a break or jumping to another account. I mean, it's crazy what's going on with it. Now, in other news, Google releases Gemma 4, right? Gemma 4, it's an open model, open source model. You can download it, you can use it. It is incredible. And what's crazy about what's going on with Gemma 4 is it really brings a super powerful AI model to a scale that you can run it locally on a prosumer computer. Now, right now I'm running an M series Mac, an M3 Max with 128 gigs of unified memory, and I've run all kinds of models locally on it. I've ran Minimax M2.5 on it. I've ran Gwen 3.5. I've ran multiple models on this, and of course now I'm running Gemma 4, and this has been really interesting. And to be honest with you, I think that this is the direction that AI is ultimately heading. AI is heading in a direction where you will be running these models locally on device. Now, is it going to be frontier level model? Maybe not yet. But the thing is, models are getting cheaper, they're getting smaller, and they're getting more powerful all of the time. And I've been super impressed with Gemma 4. So with our product, AIO Assist, we are creating this product that's, it's like our version of OpenClaw, right? So it can do anything. You can set up automations. It can search the internet. It can run completely autonomously for you. It can run heartbeats. It can do all these things. But it's a super powerful IDE and just developer platform all at the same time. And so we've actually created a way where we can connect these local models like Gemma 4 to it. We've been testing it. It's amazing what's completely possible with it. Just a little bit. I mean, if you want to know all of the news and everything that's going on, there's so many awesome channels that get into the weeds on this stuff and show it to you. But I just want to talk about a few things. There are 4 models that dropped with Gemma 4. I've tested all of them already. E2B has been awesome, super small model. E4B, really fast, multimodal model. Absolutely incredible. It can do amazing things. And the fact that you can put that much intelligence on such a small computer is completely incredible to me. The 26B, A4B, the MOE model, this is what I am most intrigued about. This is what I'm using a lot. This is what we're using within AIO Assist. Completely incredible model, super powerful. And then of course, there's the 31B dense model. This is a pretty big model. And again, it has been awesome. It's just noticeably slower than that 26B model, and that's running on an M3 Max. So in my opinion, for an actual workflow day-to-day, to try to use the 31B dense model is kind of impractical. I'm spoiled. I'm used to things going very quickly, and it just isn't working for me on 31B. So the 26B A4B model, the MOE model, has been awesome. It's working great with AIO Assist, and I'm excited to get that working. And what I'm most excited about is kind of getting that working on automated tasks that I don't need to be in front of, right? Research that's happening. I can go to bed at night. It can continue to work throughout the night within AIO Assist. It can do research. It can prepare things. It can create drafts and documents. I mean, I think that's a great use for these completely open models that you can run on smaller devices. Now I want to get into the segment where I just want to talk to you a little bit more about what I think is going on with AI right now. I mean, I think that this local model concept is a big deal. I think that companies are investing more and more in this. I'm really fascinated by something that Elon Musk talked about with Grok and XAI and what was going on over there, because they just announced that they're building their own chips. I think that's going to be incredible. I'm a Tesla fan. I have a Tesla. My wife has a Tesla. My brother, his wife has a Tesla. We all have Teslas. But what's cool about it is these AI chips are being put in the Teslas. And then Elon had said something about, imagine where you could actually, when the car's driving, it needs to use this chip for all of its self-driving and everything that hopefully one day will actually become a reality. But think about an idea where you get to your workplace and then your AI model can run on the chip in your car. I mean, the whole idea of a local AI model, I think it's going to be a really, really, really big deal. And when you have an asset that's so valuable like your car, being able to run that model in your car makes that car so much more valuable. I mean, think about what my car payment is now and what I'm paying Anthropic, for example, to use AI every single day. And if I could combine the two, how much more value that would be on the market. I think that is where the market is going. But, what really interests me right now is this crackdown that Anthropic is doing. I don't know, right? I don't work for Anthropic. I don't know. I see what you see. Something's weird about this. I'm not convinced that this is just a financial thing. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not convinced that Anthropic is saying, you know what, it's not cutting it, we're not making enough money, so what we're going to do is we're just going to rate limit everybody and let them use half the number of tokens. Maybe that's the case. It could be. I don't know, right? Maybe it is. But to me, I think there is more to the story than that. I think that there is truly a resource limitation. We already know that this is true. Like, the biggest limitation of AI is electricity, it's the hardware, it's all of the GPUs that it takes to run it. I think that's super interesting. And don't forget that Anthropic is working on Mythos. It's supposed to be maybe the most powerful AI model in the world. And they're working on this. Maybe there's a resource limitation that is making it difficult for them to service all of these clients. But I do want to bring up something else, right? And I don't want the channel to be taken down, so I'm still learning the rules about all this, but just think about this for a minute. If you're the U.S. government, and maybe you're watching from outside the country, and if you are, awesome, thank you so much for joining us, but I just want to talk to the folks at home real quick, right? You're the U.S. government, and you're sitting down with these tech entrepreneurs, you're sitting down with these tech giants, and you're saying, hey, we need to make sure that we are on the top of the AI race. We need to beat every other country in the world. We need to have the best AI models in the world. There's no doubt in my mind that the U.S. government is sitting down and having these conversations with these tech giants, and we already know that Anthropic is one of them. We know that because it is public information. They used Claude Code to help go get Maduro. This is a real thing. We know that it happened. I'm sure, and I know that there was some sort of falling out between Trump and Anthropic CEO and all that kind of stuff. But the reality is, this is a process that doesn't end overnight. This is a process that's going to take time to go by. So I am sure that Anthropic is still being used by the military today. And right now, we are in probably one of the most significant military conflicts of at least my lifetime. It's crazy what's going on right now between the United States and Iran and all of the Middle East and Europe and what's going on. And my question is, how much AI is the U.S. military actually using? How much is it using? Think about that for just a moment. How much is it using? What do we not know about? And so my question is, when we are dealing with one of the biggest conflicts of our lifetime, when we know that the U.S. military is using AI, when we know that we're in an AI race, and we know that right now Anthropic arguably has the most powerful AI models in the world, probably models that we don't even have access to yet, those probably take some serious resources. I wonder if whatever is going on in the world right now in this conflict is actually a contributing factor to this limitation that we're suddenly getting from Anthropic. I don't know if it's true. I'm just saying I would not be surprised at all if that is the case. But if nothing else, one thing that is important, we're building a business on the ability to create incredible software very, very, very rapidly. We rely on Claude Code to do that, and all of a sudden they rate limit it. You can think about it however you want, right? You have half the usage or double the cost, whichever way you want to think about it. And so if all of a sudden it's double the cost, if I can't even use my Claude Code CLI in a VS Code or a Windsurf or something like that, and I have to start using the API, it's going to get tremendously more. It might, instead of $200 a month, it might be $200 a day. So this is super, super kind of scary for a business that's being built on that. And that's why I think truly the future of real AI usage is going to be local models. I don't know when we're going to get to the point where we can do it, but I think very, very soon it's got to be the future, because I mean, think about it. Like if you're so reliant on OpenAI, or you're so reliant on Grok, or you're so reliant on Claude and Anthropic, I mean, one change in their pricing model can completely change the entire economy. And we see that because we see models like Mythos that leak, and then all of a sudden the economy tanks. You can see a direct correlation to what's going on within these companies. And so I think this is something to pay really close attention to. I think that if you're not already working with local models, you need to start working on that. You need to start exploring that and experimenting that. There's awesome YouTubers out there that talk about it all the time. Alex Finn is one that I listen to all of the time. He is like the OpenClaw genius, running these local models for OpenClaw. I think that's something that we should definitely be taking a look at, and I think it makes a lot of sense to look in that direction as these tech companies, are used by the military, as they're used by other, huge resource-hungry entities. What does that mean for people who are just getting into AI, or for the small business? That's a whole nother conversation for another day. But that's just my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm curious, what do you think about what's going on with Anthropic right now? Where is this headed? I mean, I would love to see them thrive. I think they are an incredible tech giant. I just want to see, where are we going with this? What is the end of this story? When are we, when is it going to level off? I really don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. Now I want to get into the part of the video where I talk about what I am doing day to day with AI. So I am working with AI at many, many, many hours a day, probably averaging, I don't know, at least 12 to 16 hours a day, working directly with AI. We're working on some super, super awesome products like AIO.Church. So of course we have our church side of the product. We have our corporate side of the product, which is absolutely incredible. It brings OpenClaw style autonomy to an actual CMS that you can use in a real practical way. One of the things about AI is that you got to have arms and legs. It's got to be able to access information when it needs to be able to access information. And so one of the things that we have been working on is a product called AIO Assist. And AIO Assist, it's a local desktop app. It's similar to OpenClaw, but it's a lot more structured. And I want to jump in and show you that for just a moment. This is the latest version of AIO Assist. It's not even publicly available yet. But I want to jump in and I want to show you how this works. And the idea is that you have an orchestrator. So this is the orchestrator, and it's a whole concept of using threads. And so with the orchestrator, you can open this up and you can see your command center. So you have your Kanban, so you have your to-do, your in progress, and your done. And then of course your automations that you can set up. The orchestrator can set all this up for you. And then you have all of your threads. And so the idea with maintaining context with AI is this concept of threads. You tell the orchestrator what you want it to do. It's going to launch all of these different threads, and then it's going to go in and it's going to tackle whatever task that you're asking it to do. And then what's crazy about this too is we added not only rules, and so you can go in and you can set global or project rules. That's going to be injected directly into the prompt before it hits the LLM, but then you also have skills which can be added. It's just like agents, it's different instructions, and then these particular skills can actually be attached to a specific thread. And so that's what allows you to launch multiple AI employees super fast. And then what the orchestrator is going to do is it's actually going to read and see what threads are available and determine if it's better for it to launch the task back into an existing thread so that it can keep that context going, or if it's a new topic, it can create a new thread. Now, what's super unique about this is that we have our command center, so this allows us to go in, we can see our threads, we even have this little dashboard where we have all these people working, and then you can see whether they're working or not, or if they're sleeping and idle, what's going on. Also in here, you have your workspace. So jumping into the workspace, this is a little information about the video that's going on today that AIO Assist was working on for me earlier. But essentially, we have this workspace where it can render HTML documents in a way that you can view it. It can render videos, it can render photos, something that you can see super easy. But again, instead of the AI having this limited space to work with because of your workspace here, it can create documents, and it can create an unlimited number of documents, and it can go back and read those documents over and over again, just like what makes OpenClaw so powerful. Now, another thing that's unique about AIO Assist is that there is a profile that's built. So as you're using the system, it's learning more about you. It's learning your preferences. It's learning what you like and what you don't like. And so as you talk to it, it becomes more and more powerful. Within it, we also have our beta browser. So what's cool about our browser within AIO Assist is that you can open up the browser, and if you're familiar with Figma, you can actually jump in and you can create comments and drop comments on different DOM elements on a particular website. And then you can reference those to the orchestrator, so the orchestrator can go read those comments. So if you're in the development agency world, you have a project that you're working on, you can actually go in, you can launch that project in the browser, you can drop comments on it, and then those comments will go to the orchestrator, and the orchestrator can immediately begin working on whatever those fixes are that you see in the comments. We also have AIO Cloud, which is a super exciting thing that we're launching. It allows you to go in and save all these documents, save all your projects, everything to the cloud, and use it there. But what's super exciting is that we built an IDE in order to speed up our development process. We called it AIO.dev. Now, in order to make the most powerful agent we possibly could, we decided to take AIO.dev and embed it into AIO Assist. And so we have this dev suite, and when we jump into the dev suite, this is going to give us all of our tools that we have in AIO Dev directly in AIO Assist. So that means that anybody could use AIO Assist, and AIO Assist at any point in time could jump in and do an entire project development. I'll give you a quick story and case study of this. So we were working on a discussion with a client for a CMS, and this was an e-commerce CMS. So it was a really complicated CMS. It wasn't simple. It was e-commerce. It was, they're B2C, they're B2B, and they're working with retailers and distributors and all these different things. Well, what we did is we actually recorded the meeting. We took the transcript of the meeting. We provided it to the orchestrator. The orchestrator generated an entire plan, set up the goals, set up the steps, and the orchestrator actually built the entire MVP of the CMS, both the public-facing side and the private side. Vanilla CSS, it used PostgreSQL, raw SQL, and all of this was built literally within 24 hours. So within 24 hours, we had it all built. We had probably 10 different threads running at the same time to make this happen, working on different parts of the project. We had the entire MVP built before we could actually get the proposal to the client. And so that's kind of the future of what's going on here in the autonomy of what we've built into this. So all of it is here. It's the plan mode, it's the code mode, it's the database management, the actual deploy, server management environments. We're going to do an entire video where we talk specifically about the dev mode in AIO Assist. But what I'm super excited about and what we've been working on and is now finally in beta is that we've been working on RAY, stands for Redefine AI. This is our AI agent, right? And so in this AIO Assist, what's super cool is that you can use different providers like Claude. So you can jump in, you can select Claude as a provider, and it is running Claude Code. It's running the Claude Code CLI. It's just a pretty version of it. So it's the same thing as running the CLI in terminal, but it allows you to manage those sessions and manage those conversations. So it has full Claude CLI access. You can jump in. So far, you can use your subscription for it. You can jump in, use Claude for your worker threads or for your main orchestrator on your subscription. You can do it right in here. The other thing you can do is you can jump in and you can use Codex. So you can use your Codex subscription. Same thing. It's using the Codex coding agent to run here in the orchestrator and all of your worker threads. And now, finally, I'm super excited that we have brought Ray. So Ray is our main AI agent that we use in our AI.Church and AI Corp product. So Ray is the main agent that manages all of the tasks. It does everything from it can jump in on phone calls with you. It can read emails. It can provide text messages. It can create graphics and images. It can completely manage your entire social media. We have an entire Connect social management suite that allows it to go in and create campaigns within Meta and X and LinkedIn and all these different platforms. We've taken that same agent and we have brought it to AIO Assist. And so that is what this is now. So you can jump in and you can select Ray, and now the model can be Ray V1, which is a combination of multiple LLMs that we put together in order to do every single task that is Ray. And so you can jump into AIO Assist. You can try Ray out. We're going to put the link for it in the comment section. It will be live very, very soon. We want to know what you think about it. But check out AIO Assist. I think it is a super, super powerful way to use an OpenClaw style system. I think that OpenClaw is absolutely amazing. I think it's great. I think it can do so many different things. But for the normal business owner to be able to jump into it and actually use it, this is set up in a structured way to actually help you grow your business, to actually perform real tasks within your ecosystem, within your business. So I'm going to go live again on Thursday. I'm going to jump into our AIO.Church product. I'm going to talk about what it is. In the meantime, like this video, subscribe to the channel, share the video. Let me know what you think. Let's talk about AI together. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you on the next live video.